folks, it's Dean here again from Dean's Beer Reviews. On to another Belgian one today. You may have heard of, well you probably have if you're a beer lover, Hoegaarden, which is sort of a classic Belgian white beer that you serve really chilled and it's really refreshing. It's about 4.9% ABV. Well, this is a step up. This is the granddaddy. This is Hoegaarden Grand Cru. There's the bottle. There we go. It's basically it's Hoegaarden, but it's brewed to a higher strength. It's twice the strength, really. It's 8.5% alcohol content. It's basically a very much, I've never had it, but apparently it's just a much more complex version of Hoegaarden. You serve it not as cold. Hoegaarden you serve 2 to 3 degrees. This, on the bottle, it recommends 5 degrees C. I've chilled it overnight and I've had it out of the fridge for about 15 minutes, so it's probably about 6 or 7. Remember what I said about freezing the palate? You don't want it too cold, otherwise you don't really get the tastes. But yeah, so once again, a Belgian beer I know absolutely nothing about because I've never had it. But yeah, I'm a big fan of Hoegaarden. It's nice and refreshing. So it'll be interesting to see what their Grand Cru's like. Right, let's crack it open. Remember, this is another bottle condition one, so there's sediment in the bottom. Although with Hoegaarden and beers similar to it, the sediment's quite nice. So I wouldn't be so bothered about being careful with this. When you pour it, I just tip the whole lot in. Right, nice, almost Egyptian looking sort of bottle cap there. If you can see that. There you go. I don't know if that's in the shop because there's nobody behind the camera. But anyway, a matching glass there as well, look. There you go. Hoegaarden Grand Cru. Nice little decorative pattern on the bottom there. Very nice if you can get hold of one of those. Always a nice addition. Fly in the way there. Right, let's pour it out. I'm going to still be quite careful though because these beers tend to have massive heads, so I don't want it to go everywhere. There we go. Ooh, nice golden colour. Get a bit more in there I think. The head's dissipating quite quickly, I've noticed. It's quite not much structure to the head, it's going down quite quickly. It's like when you pour out a Coke, really. Right, let's get the rest of that in, I think. Sediment and all, the whole lot. Gone. Right. Let's have a look at the colour. Hold up to the light. Yeah, it's not as white as original Hoegaarden. It's definitely more of a gold colour to it. But it's cloudy, there's bubbles here, there and everywhere. Yeah, there's lots of bubbles in there. It's a very nice straw coloured beer with a nice, more or less pure white head. So it looks very good in the glass. I'll give you a close-up. There you go. That's what we're dealing with, right there. Whoop. Right, let's give it a smell. Well, what I said about it having a straw coloured, like a straw yellow colour to it, yeah, it's got a bit of a straw sort of smell as well. It might be just my nose, but I'm also getting a bit of coconut just on the nose there. Don't forget, I'm smelling through the head, so the more I drink it down, the more chance I'll have to swizzle it round and have a proper smell. Nearly got up my nose then. Yeah, it's just a wheaty, coconutty, strawy sort of smell. It's quite nice. Right, let's give it a taste. Cheers. The first thing that hits you is, you can definitely get that wheat taste. If you've had wheat beers before, you'll know what I'm talking about. There's a sweetness on the end of your tongue, but before it got to that stage, it's just like a bitterness, a pleasant bitterness. I'll give it another shot. I can feel the warming alcohol already. It's 8.5%, don't forget. So be careful, don't go chugging these. It's definitely the right temperature. You wouldn't want it any warmer than that. It's quite hard, it's quite complex to taste. It's quite hard to put my finger on exactly what I'm tasting. Again, maybe that's due to the coldness, but I think this is right for this. It's almost like a lagery sort of taste, but don't let that put you off. It's not lager in a bad way. It's lager in a refreshing way. There's not much lace. In fact, no, there is. They didn't seem at first, but if you tilt the glass side to side, you get what's called lacing. It's how much the head sticks to the glass. It's creamy. It's sticking quite a lot. So although the foam's dissipated, it's settled nicely to about the little finger's worth of head, I think. I'm getting different things now. I'm getting like a light, definitely sweetness, but it's like a light strawy bitterness, almost like a coppery sort of taste. It's fairly dry. It's almost like a dry cidery sort of palate. It's medium to light bodied, I would say. It's definitely not a heavy bodied beer. Lots of bubbles, lots of carbonation. Fairly easy to get hold of as well. Specialist pubs again off the internet. You can't freely buy it in the shops over in this country. Or I've never seen it. Obviously you can get Hoegaarden anywhere, but this you have to search around for. But if you find a good website, it's easy to get. It's not very expensive. Yeah, not much to really say about that. Not much more really. It's nice. It's light and refreshing. Although there's a warming alcoholness to it, you really can't tell that it's 8.5% alcohol, so you need to be quite careful with it. It's definitely for, whereas you might throw a couple of regular Hoegaardens down your neck at a barbecue, you don't want to be doing that with this. It's more of a sort of extended refreshment. I think I've just invented a new term there. I'll give it another smell now. I've got it down. I've got a chance to breathe. Yeah, it's more of a copperiness coming through now. On the whole, it's got balance of sweetness, but it's more of a dry beer. It's quite complex. You need to figure it out for yourself, really. But it's definitely worth checking out, especially if you like Hoegaarden, and if you're into Abbey triples and them sort of beers. This will be a good addition to your collection. Hoegaarden Grand Cru. It's one of the most refreshing strong beers I think I've had. The taste is nice. It's not too complex. There's not much to say about it. It's nice. But it's very, very refreshing, which is why I'm saying be careful, don't go glugging it back. But it's a very nice beer. It's a Grand Cru, which is like obviously a more matured version of a beer. 8.5% alcohol, standard 330ml bottle. It's yeah, a sweet, bitter, coppery, straw type beer. Really, there's not much more to say about it. I'm a little bit disappointed because I thought it would be a bit more exciting than that, but it's not, although it's very good. I'm still going to get it. It's not the most exciting beer I've had. There'll be better ones to come, believe me, in the series. So, right, I'll leave you with that. Hoegaarden Grand Cru. There you go. I like to think of these opinions as honest, so don't be too disappointed. I mean, if you want to check it out, do, because it's by no means rubbish. It is very nice. It's just not the most complex beer in the world. Right. Cheers, folks. Time to turn the camera off.